Hey, what is up YouTube? ZBBSide here. And look at that. There's my Columbia, Washington State bag again. Oh, yeah. We're going on a backpack trip. Just kidding. Yeah, we're about to head out. Going to VanCity. Yeah, just like call that Vancouver, because yeah, we live on Van Island, but go do some random shit here and there. Don't know what we're doing. I know we're going over visit her family over there, and yeah, it's all packed and ready to go. And yeah, see where it goes from there. Alright, let's see where I pop up out of the next clip, like right after this one. Damn. We're at a full stop. Whoever fell off. Did he fall off the other ferry or this one? Trying to find him yet? Whoever? Circling the ship. See if they find him. Probably not that far, they stopped right away. We gotta walk down the road. Pack the shit. Waterfront Center, Canada Days. Here he is.
I was talking to Jeanette.
Aquarium. Visiting their work.
Warning here, so just keep that in mind. So if any of that's going to come up at you and you don't want it to interact with some of your personal belongings. If you have any questions, we'll be over here at the side getting ready for our program. Otherwise, stick around. Our dolphin show will be getting started in just a few minutes.
The dolphin goes up. You can see the penguin. You can see the penguin. Yeah, where are they? Right there. I don't know where we are though.
We're here.
Oh yeah, the tent is over there.
Got some really enthusiastic people right over here. I like that because, well, we all really love dolphins. That's why we're here, and I have my favorite things about them that you're going to get to see in just a few minutes. But I want to know what you're looking forward to. So can you guys tell me, shout it out, what do you love about dolphins? Jumps. Yeah, absolutely. That's always the first thing. What else? Flips. Yeah, we have that ability here with our dolphins for sure. Splashing. Well, that is, you know what? You guys are all in for a treat because you're going to see all of that. Dolphins, well, they're pretty amazing animals, and here at the Vancouver Aquarium, we definitely love having them here. So, well, one thing about dolphins that we know that we have whales and porpoise as well. They're all known cetaceans off our coast, and some have been elusive over time. Archaeologists know of one that was here 2,000 years ago, but all of a sudden it just disappeared.
I was running to the
It's really quite odd. So for the fishermen in 1959 that were up in the Northern Islands of British Columbia, they saw something like this. And were pretty alarmed. They had no idea what they were looking at whatsoever. Could you imagine being out there? Well, it was seemingly the appearance of a brand new kind of dolphin to British Columbia's coast. But it was really tricky for anyone to really get a good look at them because they were incredibly fast. Like this. I know, whoa, exactly right. Well, after some very thorough researching, this was discovered as being a return of Pacific white-sided dolphins to British Columbia's coastline. And the first time they were heard was actually by accident by killer whale researchers who were out on their boats in 1984. Now, here at the Vancouver Aquarium, we have the opportunity to work with two very special Pacific white-sided dolphins. Joining us down the dock, we have Charlotte and Anna. Coming around the back, we have Paul over here too. And together with them, we have the opportunity to work with Helen and Hannah. So let's get a good look at them up close now. This is Helen. A pretty good leap, I would say. And now to get done, here comes
a while ago. Working with me today is Hannah. She has been at the Aquarium since 2005. During this time, we've been able to build and maintain a very strong relationship with her in order to provide her with the best possible care through training and regular checkups. In fact, every day that we spend with her reveals more information about their species, as well as their individual personalities, which, believe it or not, are just as different as you and I. But most of all, Helen and Hannah remind us every day that we still have so much to learn about cetaceans.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Anna. We know some things about these dolphins. One is where you can see them. So that's right here in the North Pacific Ocean. We're all in luck. They're found in northern Mexico, all the way up North America, to Alaska, and even far off as Japan. But if that's one of the only things we know about these dolphins, that means we have a lot of questions about them. Therefore, research is incredibly important. I'm curious to find out if anyone's ever wanted to work or study dolphins. Work with them, study them, maybe still do? Yeah, well that's really awesome because there's a way that you can help out. When you see one of these, we want to know. And you can report your sightings to wildwhales.org. There's about 23 different kinds of cetaceans off our coast, and when you get a glimpse of them, researchers want to know, well, when, where, how many did you see? And that way we can track a lot more about their movements and find out how many incredible animals are our neighbors. But if there's 23 different kinds that are off our coast, let's give you guys some pointers of how you would know if you're looking at a Pacific white-sided dolphin. Well, let's check out Helen and Hannah's bodies right here. First thing you'll notice is their camouflage. They have a nice light color underneath, and it's, well, counter-shaded by a darker gray shade on top. This counter-shading makes it difficult for predators to see them at different angles. Another thing about their bodies, let's talk about size. Well, Helen and Hannah, they're the average size of these dolphins. Would you believe that? That's about 2.3 meters long, or 7.5 feet. We're getting a good look of Helen right here. If you see something smaller and gray, you're probably looking at a harbor porpoise, and you can check out Jack D around the corner to compare. But if you spot a killer whale, they're really big. They're about the size of a medium school bus. The most identifying feature of these dolphins, however, is the dorsal fin on their backs. You've got your cameras out, get ready to take a picture. We're going to challenge you. See if you can spot pandas in your photos. You get it? It's really challenging. This is what it would be like if you're out on the water. But if you got to see Hannah's, you would have noticed it is triangular in shape with an even coloring of lighter gray shades. Helen's, on the other hand, is very curved and pointed. These dorsal fins to dolphins are like fingerprints to us. They're unique. But we want to make sure that if we are on those boats checking out these animals, we're not getting too close. We need to maintain a safe distance between us and them. In Canadian waters, that's 100 meters or about 400 feet. You want to get an idea of what that's like? It's about 10 times the length of the distance. They are highly vocal with a variety of calls that they can make, and let's listen in on some of them now. Let's give Hannah a round of applause for some of those vocalizations. Now that we know how to spot them and how to listen for them, we hope that everyone gets that experience of seeing a Pacific white-sided dolphin, and that you tell us, because that adds to the information we already know about them. One of the reasons I think was just a week ago or so, unhoused sound was a group of dolphins, and we were told by people like you, and that's thanks to people like you. One of the things we're concerned with, however, is the increasing number of dangers that animals find themselves facing out in our oceans. As we heard from Anna, well, both of our dolphins were accidentally found in fishing nets. Accidentally, until they still bear the scars today. Most obviously on Helen, as her flippers had to be partially removed in order to save her life. Humans play a major threat to animals out in the oceans, whether it's in the form of boat activity and noise pollution, or overfishing. We need to recognize our responsibility to make our oceans a safer place for those that depend on it. And that's how here at the Vancouver Aquarium, Helen and Hannah are helping us do just that. They've participated in a research project for over 5 years now, looking into their echolocation abilities. These dolphins, just like all dolphins, actually use sound to navigate, similar to how boats and submarines use sonar. They transmit sounds out, it bounces off objects, comes back to them, and they interpret things around us in that way. This is an incredibly accurate sense, but it's not the only one they use. Their vision is also quite incredible. We can see that through a bit of a demonstration right here in the habitat. Anna's just tossed in a relatively small object, but when we challenged our dolphin to go find it, did she find it quickly and easily? I think so. Let's give Hannah a round of applause for finding it so quickly. Now we can see that while their echolocation and vision are both amazing, we're very perplexed over why it is 800 whales, porpoise, and dolphins get accidentally entangled in fishing nets and die every single day. This is known as bycatch, and it's one of the biggest threats to dolphins. But here at the Vancouver Aquarium, researchers are working with the trainers to figure out if Helen and Hannah can detect different nets of different materials and shapes at distances from them to see if we can get closer to some answers to help protect them. Helen and Hannah act as ambassadors for their species that we can try to make the oceans a safer place. And remember, you all have that ability too. If you report every sighting you see of a whale, porpoise, or dolphin to wildwhales.org, you're helping really give researchers that heads up and so that they can do their work too. Look around this habitat and remember that wildwhales.org. Vancouver Aquarium is a non-profit organization dedicated to the conservation of aquatic life, and it's with your help that researchers will reveal the secrets of Pacific white-sided dolphins. On behalf of myself, our trainers, Anna, Charlotte, and Paula, and of course, the fabulous dolphins. Thank you so much for coming to our dolphin show and for the rest of your day at the Vancouver Aquarium.
You must have got a few minutes over there. So close.
That's what's making the noise.
The other one, small one. Yeah.
I can see her hair. I think she made a big enough noise to someone trying to grab her.
En la colonia esa, con la madre que se nos metió a bucear a cotillear y el enano. Imagínate esto a...
The seal man. Whoever steals the roller guy.
Son tan debajo del agua.
Quiet. Jack and Mommy, she's over there too.
Where's your sock? Want to take mine too, Mom?
They're huge, eh?
Is that a phone? No. That's cool. Don't go in there, I can see. Okay, now, no, I still can't see. Okay, now I can see it. What is a 3?
It's hot.
God, they're cute. Let me take a picture. Oh, they're fast. Over here. Mm-hmm. Getting away. Oh, they're fast.
Some of them have beads on them.
What's that tingling, Jasmine?
Where's Lyle?
I don't know where
I
you
can't
are.
really.
Huh?
I can't really.
On this side. Over there.
Our seafood. Don't enjoy Keely. I need her for my show. Now, there's a way for us to enjoy seafood as well as protect these incredible animals. And it's as simple as reading the label. So if you're looking at me now, this is simple. This is called the Vancouver Ocean-wide symbol. It's rather started here, but is now found nationwide as a symbol of sustainable seafood. So, if you choose this product, you're choosing from animals that can handle harvesting, but we're also caught in such a way that other animals like sea turtles and dolphins and skates and rays and sharks aren't accidentally caught as well. If you want to know more information, there's a free app which lists over 3,000 places, restaurants for iPhones and iPads. So go ahead and look at them at any point in your adventure. Visit today. Now, Keely, are you doing? You still okay there? A-okay. Now, perhaps you don't know.
I don't like those. Those? I don't like Look at that shark.
Didn't see any of this. There is bats flying around. Yeah. Oh shit, they're right there. Oh man. Can't pick it up on the camera. One big ass fish. You can see its eyeballs. They're closed. Big scales, like big ass dragon scales. Like these things are massive. It's pretty awesome. Look at that, it's like big ass piranha.
Is there any little ones? Well, I see a small piranha.
Look, they even put bones in there. No, unless they ate it.
Come on.
I should like show you guys in action.
What's you with?
You're a turtle enough for this turtle club. You see the turtle? Or turtles?
What are these? They're monkeys.
Should be a sign on here.
Maybe you have a snake.
Tiger, rat, snake, and a bumblebee.
But
What the hell?
I wonder where the bumblebee toad is.
One's right up in that corner, one's right there, and I have fun.
Rainbow. Oh?
I wonder where it is.
You're behind it anyways. Orange.
Which one, Kyle?
Good thing.
A big, giant snake. What's in here?
Can you see him?
I would like
Look at a giant cockroach. That's gross.
He's sleeping. Centipede. Where? I don't see none of these windows. Hey. Blink if you're real.
alligators.
Let them stay still.
Look at that. You see this
It's so hot.
chef.
I gotta put my coat in, okay?
No, you don't.
Oh, I guess I could just. Okay, honey.
Oh, good.
Thanks. We'll come back.
Look at all the needles.
How about a shark? You take a picture of a shark.
All the Nemos.
Finding Dory.
That one. Big one, and that's me. These are the smallest ones. There's a baby Dory.
Look, there's a yellow fish that likes the bubbles.
There's a baby Dory somewhere on right there.
Oh, see the black and white one?
In order to help us today with our beluga whales, we have some fantastic trainers, which are currently hiding beneath the rock. Oh, they're there. Here they come. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Kristen and Bobby, our fantastic whale trainers, who are going to be assisting us today as we take a closer look at the beluga whales here at the Vancouver Aquarium and learn about the connection that human beings and beluga whales do share. Not just here at the aquarium, but in every natural beluga whale habitat that we see across our globe. So let me introduce the whales to you. Over on the island, working with our trainer Bobby, is the lovely Aurora. And Aurora is, in fact, the elder of the two female beluga whales inside this environment. Directly to my left, working with Kristen, is my lovely beluga whale friend Keela. And Keela is the younger of our two beluga whales, of course, by process of elimination. And she is a very special beluga whale to us here at the Vancouver Aquarium, as she is actually the very first beluga to ever have been conceived and then born inside a Canadian aquarium. That happened right here inside this exhibit on the 23rd of July, 1995. So young Keela is going to be celebrating her 18th birthday in just a few weeks. Folks, I have a question for you. How many of you are seeing a beluga whale for the very first time? Hands up. Wow, fantastic. Congratulations. How many of you aren't seeing a beluga whale for the very first time, but did so at a zoo or aquarium, maybe even a previous visit here to the Vancouver Aquarium? Alrighty, and how many of you had the great pleasure of seeing a beluga whale for your very first time out in an open ocean or river environment? A few hands go up, absolutely, but always a very few, the smallest demographic, because beluga whales do come from a part of Canada that is a little bit more difficult to get to and to study. Anyone here know what it's called? I've already said it a few times. It starts with an A and it rhymes with Schmarkdick. It is the Arctic, of course. Beluga whales do come from Canada's Arctic, which is an extreme ecosystem. It is very, very cold. In the wintertime, it can be very, very dark. So it is a place of extremes, and the most extreme animals in the world live there. Arctic hare, Arctic fox, green. Beluga whales are approximately 40% body fat. Some of you are looking at me and probably thinking, Mark, you're also 40% body fat. This is not true. One day I hope to become a beluga whale, but I'm not quite there yet. To give you an idea of how much blubber I am talking about, can everyone please give me a thumbs up? Not because I'm awesome, but because I'm going somewhere with this. Take a pinky finger now and place it down. Put that up against your body. That is the approximate additional thickness of blubber that you would require if you were going to survive as a beluga whale up in the Arctic. Now, how do beluga whales find this food to maintain this body fat? Well, they have a very interesting feeding technique that those folks sitting in the front row of our splash zone are going to get a really fantastic view of in just a quick second. Take a look at Keela here. She is demonstrating for you a really fantastic method of finding food. Beluga whales actually use this very unique spitting technique to spit down into the sand and find their food. Now, it seems a little bit counterproductive. How many human beings here have ever walked through a farmer's field and said, hey, look, a cow, lunch? Not very many of you, I fathom. But beluga whales do spit for their food. The unique ability to use their flexible lips is very advantageous to a beluga whale, as they can also use this spitting backwards and suck water and food into their mouths. So they do have a very, very good feeding ability that they have to their advantage. Now, very similar to the way that beluga whales have a difficult time finding food from time to time up in the Arctic, human beings also have a difficult time finding food. The Arctic today is a lot more developed than it was, say, 100 or 200 years ago. They do have grocery stores up in the Arctic today, but far fewer and further between than the grocery stores, say, down here in Vancouver. So the Inuit populations have learned to find other places to get food. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to warn you once again about our splash zone. You're going to get a good taste of Arctic salt water. Don't worry, we gave that to you as a special treat to cool you down. You can thank the whales for that with a round of applause. So human beings that live in the Arctic, how are they going to get their food? Well, they actually have an animal in their ecosystem that is approximately 40% body fat. And the beluga whale actually creates a very nutritious meal. Anybody here in the audience today ever eaten muktuk? Or at least heard of muktuk? Well, that is beluga whale meat. It is usually in jerky-like form, very oily, very nutritious. And human beings can eat muktuk for nutritional value. Now, one of the food sources for beluga whales is Arctic sea algae that grows underneath the sea ice. And with the melting rates of sea ice, it is becoming very difficult for beluga whales to find their food. I will explain a little bit more about that in the conclusion, but let's move to another part of Canada where you can also see belugas. Anybody here visiting us today from Ontario or Quebec? Fantastic. If you're from Ontario, hello. If you're from Quebec, bonjour. Beluga whales live in the St. Lawrence River. They have a population of about 1,000 strong, and if you go to the St. Lawrence, you can go on a river tour and see these majestic creatures. Now, if you do go to the St. Lawrence, I think it unlikely that you're going to see large out-of-water behaviors like we're seeing with our friend Aurora as she completes the high bob with Bobby over by the island. What you're more likely to see is what Keela is demonstrating in the center of our habitat. Just a beluga whale being a beluga whale, usually exposing her back as she moves through the environment. Now, beluga whale back might not seem exciting to the average individual, but to a scientist, this is like watching a fireworks show go off. The dorsal ridge, or the back of a beluga whale, is very similar to the human thumb or fingerprint. So when scientists are researching beluga whales, by photographing their dorsal ridge, they get a very good idea of the individuals that they are looking at for subsequent research visits. Now, in the St. Lawrence River, beluga whales are dealing with their own series of threats. Beluga whales are a unique animal that, in terms of the whale world, that have a very easy time getting in and out of shallow water situations. They have very flexible bodies, and you don't often see a live beluga whale beaching themselves and getting into dangerous situations. Shallow water areas are actually a perfect place for beluga whales to go to find food and to give birth. So we see beluga whales getting in and out of shallow situations just as easy as we see our whales getting to shallow water situations here, as we have a beach area at the back of our exhibit that our whales do swim into from time to time. So beluga whales are close to human populations in shallow water. This means that they're closer to chemical and toxic pollutants. As the St. Lawrence River is a very common shipping lane, human pollution can harm beluga whales. Sad as this may sound, should a beluga whale pass away in the St. Lawrence and wash up onto the shoreline, that beluga whale body is actually considered to be biohazardous waste because of the amount of chemicals and toxins that their body can absorb. Second to that is another form of pollution called noise pollution. Early Arctic explorers have actually nicknamed beluga whales the canaries of the sea for the vast arrangements of noises that they are capable of producing. If we listen very carefully right now, we may get a sampling of a few of these sounds. Fantastic, really interesting sounds. Let's give the whales a round of applause. If we reduce the amount of noise that we make by wildlife environments, we can ensure the safety and habitat of our wildlife for many, many more years to come.
Back on the ferry. Skip the whole boring train part. Took forever. Oh yeah, and the bus. It was the bus. It's the bus's fault. The bus drivers suck. Hopefully nobody fills up this one. I'd be out of nowhere, somebody's gonna fall.